If you're over 40, you're working hard and money feels tighter every year, every day sometimes, it's probably not because you're lazy or you're not good with your money. Many smart, responsible people are still struggling. They did not do anything wrong. They did as they were told, as they're brought up by their parents, as they're trained by their colleagues and boss. They worked hard, worked steady, and were sensible. Sound like you? You might even only be in your 30s or even younger. The cost of living seems to have moved faster than wages. That should hit a bell with everyone. Rent, your mortgage repayments, your groceries, that hits everybody. Insurance for your vehicle or other insurance, your rates, repairs, children, a whole range of things. It just seems to get worse each year, doesn't it? And have you noticed it doesn't matter who you vote for, who's running the country you're living in? Things seem to get better for a while, then they don't. Then you might even change a vote for somebody else, and it seems good for a little while, then changes. That happened to me when I was in my 30s, early 30s. I just I couldn't notice that things were getting better. What society needed to do in order to change and grow just didn't work. Everyone just wants more money for their job. It doesn't work. Okay, for you, if you're over 40, over 40 people who are over 40 were trained for security, not financial freedom. You need to read books on that. Okay, one job, loyalty, steady income, avoiding the risk. Hasn't worked, has it? That can leave you exposed if one person has to carry everything or one income. I don't know any marriage or relationship where people live together that they don't have two incomes or don't want two incomes. In fact, I've even met people who need more than one income each and they're married. Okay. Responsible people can hide the problem for years by coping quietly. They keep juggling, uh, delaying things, absorbing the pressure. They've got kids, and of course, weddings, friends, relationships, everything happens, holidays. Don't you need time to get away from it all? You know, the issue may not be your effort. The issue may be your income structure, what you're doing for your income, not your current job, but what you're relying upon to handle your pressures that I've mentioned so far. One wage may no longer be enough. In fact, I don't believe it ever was, not in my lifetime anyway. Certainly not one income per person. Not for the lifestyle that you need or that you believe you deserved. No, I'm not going to push you into Amway. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. I know some very good people in it and they run that properly. So I'm just wanting you to think about that. Okay. Don't ever think you failed. I'm just looking at my notes to make sure I've got everything right here. Ask, does my model of income, what I'm doing, does it still work? You might like your job, you might like who you work for, but you might find the problem's not any of those. It's how much you're getting, and unless you find tax deductions, you don't get ahead, do you? Hmm. Maybe the answer is just building another income stream, which is what I'm doing. I have been doing, and I'm actually the secret that I found from rich people is building multiple streams. I'll leave that with you.